Hello, in this video we will learn what is GIS. All the elements in our world can be described by answering two questions. Where is it and what is it? Let's take an example of this hand pump. If I decide to describe this hand pump, then I need to answer these two questions. The answer of where informs about its location on the surface of the globe. At present, we are limiting ourselves to our planet Earth. In this example, it is located at 21.08 degree north and 78.73 degrees south. If you are familiar with longitude and latitude, which is a part of geographic coordination system, then you can locate this hand pump on the surface of Earth. At present, it is located somewhere in central India. After identification of the location, the next important question is what it is. Here in our case, it is hand pump. However, this information is not enough. I am interested in knowing other essential attributes of the hand pump. These attributes or characteristics can be: when was it built? Here it is the year 2008. What is the status? And the answer is functioning. What is it make? Mark II, which is a type of hand pump. Under which scheme it was established? The scheme is National Rural Drinking Water Program. Its water quality status? Here it is safe to drink. In addition to these, there can be additional attributes as well. For example, the number of households served by this hand pump or depth of the hand pump in feet. What GIS does, it connects these two sets of information, location specific information and its attribute or characteristics. This is the strength of GIS. This is what differentiates GIS from paper maps. The paper maps only provide the location specific details. For example, I can produce a map indicating locations of hand pumps in a district in central India. However, the attributes of each of these hand pumps carries vital information. The GIS can use this information and assist in in-depth analysis. You will get more clarity as we go along. GIS can link datasets. Here the map indicates the states of India and it also highlights the districts of the state of Maharashtra. The map indicates features such as districts of Maharashtra. Each of these features has specific attributes. These attributes are the characteristics of each feature. Here it is a district which is of our interest. These attributes can be population of each district, sex ratio, literacy rate, mean annual rainfall, number of farmer suicides, percentage of farmland brought under irrigation, percentage of urbanization, number of primary health centers, or number of active COVID positive patients. These attributes are chosen by the users depending on the objective of analysis. The information containing attributes often store in a tabular format, as shown here. The GIS software links the features highlighted in the map with the tabular data comprising information of attributes of our interest. It links location specific data and its attributes and allows us to carry further analysis. GIS can answer questions about our world. This map indicates the district's boundaries across the country. Now I want to know which are the districts with less than 300 mm rainfall in July. Can I answer this question? The answer is yes. With GIS, it is possible to process the data and visualize the same in the form of a map. This map is linked with the rainfall data of the district, which is stored as an attribute. Because of the linked datasets, the mathematical operations can be performed on the attribute data, which is in a tabular format, and the results can be displayed on the map. Let's take another example of spatial query. This is a map indicating the Godavari river basin. Here is another map highlighting the Marathwada region in the map of Maharashtra. The Marathwada region consists of total 8 districts. Now from these two independent maps, I want to know how much area of Marathwada falls in Godavari basin. GIS answers such special query. It is possible to overlay these two maps and identify the catchment area of Godavari river belonging to Marathwada region and measure it in square kilometers. Now let's take a break from GIS and talk about burger. Isn't it yummy? Have you ever ordered a burger? It consists of multiple layers. As per your choice and taste, you instruct which layers you want and customize the burger for yourself. GIS does the same thing. In GIS, the information is stored in multiple layers. Each layer is a map. Depending on its type, the layer can store only a particular type of information. For example, here in this image at the bottom, it indicates an image of a real world. It consists of the river, residential areas, farming areas, and commercial area. It also has information pertaining to the terrain and road network. However, in GIS environment, all the information of this real world does not include together in a single format. The required information is stored in multiple layers depending on type of the data. For example, as indicated, a layer carrying information of different land use pattern, river, housing, farmland, etc. A layer containing elevation data, that is the elevation of landform from mean sea level. A layer containing the details of land parcel and maybe its ownership. A layer containing a road network and layer containing the locations of customers of our interest. Depending on the objective of data analysis or visualization, these layers are selected and innovatively used to produce the desired map products. Here is another example of map layers. Here the required information of the real world is stored in 4 layers: elevation, land cover, parcels, and the layer comprising information of flood zones. Such map layers also offer lots of flexibility. To summarize, in this video we have learned about what is GIS, how GIS informs us about location specific data and its attributes, how GIS links multiple datasets, how we can perform operations in GIS environment to obtain desired map products, and in the end we learn about the multiple map layers storing required data of the real world.